Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast. Strangle your demons and let's go.
Y'all need Jesus!
It's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional love for women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah.
Have you been there, men? Welcome to the Comfortable in Chaos Podcast, Father's Day edition, men. It's a beautiful day. It can also be a sad day. But what I am going to tell you is if your kids have not gone astray and you're right there, and if they have and you're still right there, well, then you have made it, my burgeoning flock. What does Father's Day mean? It means shaping and molding and nurturing and guiding those babies you made right along. And it doesn't matter what you've heard, what you've encountered, what you have endured. Maybe you haven't been recognized, or maybe you have been told, in fact, that you are not a good father. But I'm going to tell you this. You are a good father if you have a relationship with your children. If they desire to talk to you, if they desire to see your reaction and or expression, if they desire to spend time with you, you are a champion. Because everything that we lament in society that goes wrong, and it always is the product of a broken home, well, in most cases, it is a broken home whereby the father is absent for whatever reason. But those children are raised by a mother. That is what disproportionately turns out all of societal's woes. The stability, the stature, not necessarily the authority, but it does belong. But the consistency of a father is the determining factor of that child's success. The empirical studies bear it out. Secular studies bear it out. Christian studies bear it out. And we have more of those aforementioned homes than ever before. And what are we turning out? Broken children and men. But fathers, you fill that breach. So this show today is for all those fathers out there whose little angels were born and they became, in essence, your salvation. It's a daunting task. You're responsible for these young souls. They look at you as almost like a hero. But then they grow older, and they can see you for who it is that you really are. And probably the best thing that you can ever do as a dad is let them simply see you as human. They're going to see you toil, grind. They are going to see you suffer. They are going to see you encounter difficulty. But the only constant that they need is that no matter what it is that you have to endure or encounter, that you never waver when it comes to them. That will be good enough. Tom Brady recently gave a speech, in front of a Hall of Fame crowd. And I remember an interview that I saw when a boy, asked him a question. This is when he was starting to be called the greatest of all time. He's like, well, who is your hero, Mr. Brady? Tom Brady looked down. He was searching for words. He got visibly moved, and he says, well, out of all the coaches and people I've ever been around, my greatest hero is my dad. And you are that to your kids. And Tom Brady went on at this recent speech and said, not a one of us gathered here, although they were all exceptional players, was anything special. All we ever were was consistent. And if you were doing that as fathers and men, you were doing the right thing. Let the mothers talk. You be the example. You perform because that is your duty, and let them watch you. They are taking in more than a PhD could ever deliver to them. And guess what? You are a tenured professor in their life. And I don't care what gets in your way. If you have to crawl, if you have to scream, if you have to die in the process, stick with them, and they will stick with you. So until next time on the Comfortable in Chaos podcast, we're going to kick off this next week with a bluster, my men. Have a great Father's Day.
Until next time, like and subscribe to the Comfortable in Chaos